So here we are at the Be Legendary event in Irvine, California, and I'm here with Randy Lawrence of the Freedom Wealth Acceleration System. And this sounds extremely exciting. He's one of the experts here at the event. Tell me a little bit about your system.
Well, it's an exciting system. The Freedom Wealth Acceleration System is really what took me from a place where I had a $5 million real estate company that got completely wiped out, ended up being bankrupt, but through the system and the principles that I discovered, quickly accelerated the results I wanted for my life and went from that place of bankruptcy to my wife and I starting a new company, earning $250,000 in just 4 months, and then continuing to be able to achieve that kind of success. And so it's something that I want to be able to share and bring those things forth to help other people, as we've seen already.
You know, I know you're based in Florida, and this is not uncommon. I mean, this happened to a lot of people in the real estate industry in Florida. What would you say to other people out there who maybe haven't turned it around yet?
Well, it really is. You have an opportunity to not be constrained by the external results of what's making your life not what you want it to be. You can begin to tap into the gold mine and the strength that's within inside of you to begin to achieve that life and to really begin to accelerate the dreams and the life that you want. And that's exactly what I was able to do, because for probably 3 years I fought through this process dealing with the banks and all the difficulties and really not living the life that I wanted. And I had to come up with a better way to live, and that was what led me to discover the principles that led me out from where I was.
So would you mind giving us a look inside, just a little peek as to what maybe one or two of these principles are and how someone who's watching can apply it right now in their lives?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing I think that you have to take a look at and you have to understand is that you have a God-given authority to take control of your life and to achieve the life that you want. And so the first principle is to really begin to define what it is you want in life. So many people can tell me what they don't want or what they think they might want, but to really be able to see that you have a choice to begin living the life that you want. And it's a God-given DNA, an authority that's been established. I even discovered from a 6,000-year-old principle in the Torah that we are created for the purpose of taking dominion over our life. And so I want to encourage you who are watching, begin to really see what you want in life, define what that looks like so that you can get a clear visual picture of it. And then the universe begins to come in alignment with that desire that you have, because that's part of God's purpose for your life. So I want to encourage you, take that first step to define what you want in life, make it clear so that you can begin to move forward with it.
You know, I love what you're saying, Randy, and I think that it's true that a lot of people, not only do they know what they don't want, but what they believe is possible for themselves is a small percentage of what really is. It's almost like they stay small.
Yeah, it really is, and that's one of the second principles in our system is before you can master the outer world, you have to master the inner world. And so a lot of times people will think, I'd like to have this, and whatever that looks like for your life, whether it's a particular home or vocation or business or relationship, and then all of a sudden something comes up within them and tells them they can't have it. And so we help you to see that you've got to begin to master the inner world and begin to bring your thoughts in alignment with that God-given purpose and that dream life that you have. And as you have thoughts that counter that, or if you have thoughts that are thinking, well, I don't know if I can do that, that's maybe too big for me, it's too much for me, I don't know if I deserve it. Let me just tell you this, you deserve to have the freedom and the wealth that you want for your life. That's part of God's purpose for your life. And so we help people to see that and achieve that through the system.
You know, what I find is so amazing is that oftentimes it seems like things have to fall apart for them to come back together. It's almost like it's part of that journey when we really have a lot of success in our lives. Like every successful person I've met, it feels like they had this cataclysmic event. Have you noticed that?
It seems to be the case. I mean, realistically, in my own life, I've achieved greater success having gone through the difficulties. And, you know, I think it is that part of that we learn so much through it. And if we have the right help, it can really enable us to see more clearly and to take those difficulties that we've gone through and then begin to accelerate the results that we want for our life. And I think for me, that's one of the things I looked at is I had to kind of somewhat struggle through the process because I didn't have the right people necessarily there to just help me see the path. And so that's one of the things that really I'm on a mission in a crusade to help 1 million people to be able to achieve the dream life that they want and to accelerate the results instead of having to go through a process of 3, 4, 5, sometimes 10 years, that they can navigate that more quickly.
So it sounds like you have a lot of personal wisdom to offer people who are going through this transformation in their lives. What would you say to someone who's basically standing in their ashes right now? If they just called you and they're like, Randy, it's fallen apart, I'm not sure what to do next.
Yeah. Well, I would say that for that person there, that you have to begin to see that your present circumstance or even your past circumstance does not dictate the future of where you're going. And so that as much as it is that the current negative circumstances or the ash heap of destruction that may be sitting right there, that does not determine the future. One of the other principles that we focus on the Freedom and Wealth Acceleration System is that you are destined to be at the top. Again, I go back to some of the ancient texts and scripts that I discovered, and one of those is that you were created to be the head, to be at the top, and not to be at the bottom. And so just because you find yourself at the bottom, that doesn't mean that's where you're supposed to stay. That's just a temporary position, and with the right thought processes, the right thinking, and the right focus, you will accelerate in moving to the place that you want to be. And then the great part of how the universe is put together is that God has structured things so that as you begin to focus on that and focus on the right things begin to come in alignment to help you move from the ash heap to the top of the heap.
Randy Lawrence, thank you so much for your words of wisdom and being here with us at the Be Legendary event. This is part of the Legendary Expert Series and incredible wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kristen. It's absolutely my pleasure.